In case you've been living in a cave the last year, COVID-19 is still going pretty strong in 2021. Unfortunately, we still cannot travel anywhere around the world. Yes, in Australia, we're a lot luckier than most countries, but we can't really go too far. Now, the furthest I'm able to travel is from my comfy spot to the foreign side of the couch, which, as I'm about to demonstrate, isn't very far at all. As an architect that can't travel but absolutely loves to travel, I had to get creative about this situation. What's going on, guys? My name's David Tomic and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how you as an architect can hack your way through traveling during a global pandemic. It sounds pretty crazy, but we have the skills to be able to do some amazing things. So I thought, why not actually utilize it? This all actually came about from a video call with a mate of mine over in America. His company actually manufactures all the t-shirts I own. Genuinely, I have about 20 of them and can guarantee they are the best shirts in the game. There's a link down below if you want to check it out. I get nothing from it. It's just genuinely me showing my love to the company. Back to the main point, I guess, we were really discussing COVID-19, travel, and all things social media. And it really got me thinking, how can I utilize my skills as an architect to create some amazing social media content for everything that I do on the side? Well, I thought it's a very, very simple answer, and as long as my imagination can run wild, anything can be done. So this isn't going to be a tutorial video. I'm kind of hoping you understand what I'm talking about here. If you are an architecture student, or anything of the sort, you probably have the skills and the know-how to replicate what I'm about to tell you. So make sure you pay attention to these steps so you can create some incredible travel photos without actually having to leave your room. So the process obviously started for me on ArchiCAD, where I was able to model that office scene. It was a very simple scene. It was one room and it was designed in such a way to be able to create those long vertical Instagram shots. After I finished in ArchiCAD, I took it over to Twinmotion, which, as you guys probably aware of, is my rendering platform of choice at the moment. I'm looking to move over to the Unreal Engine suite, but I haven't got around to it yet. There's a few things on my priority list. Twinmotion is pretty good, but I do like to enhance it with the materials and furniture from CG Access. I did make a video on this before. It was called Render Like a Pro. I'll try to link it above if I remember. If I don't, just search Render Like a Pro David Tomic and I'm sure it will come up on YouTube. They have some great materials. It's not sponsored. I know it sounds sponsored, but they do have some great materials and some great furniture that you can link in as FBX files and make these scenes look a lot more realistic. So that's how I took it from your standard Twinmotion to the final product that you see. So when it came time to export the final renders, I actually exported two versions of the final product. One of just the scene and a second of the scene with an NPC or a non-player character imported into that scene. This allowed me to understand scale, size, and proportions later on when I needed to Photoshop myself into the process. Now, there is a way that I've actually figured out that you can create a 3D replica of yourself and actually import yourself into Twinmotion or Unreal Engine. I'm having a bit of a play with it now, and hopefully I'll be able to give a tutorial to you guys a little bit later on. If that's something you're interested in, smash that subscribe button and I'll definitely bring you that content soon. After those images were exported, I had to ask my fiance to take some photos of me sitting outside on a chair, just randomly in the middle of the lounge room. It was a still image that I was able to take and then Photoshop and cut me out to be able to put me in an image. As I'm sure you guys have done this millions and millions of times during university, or even if you're still at university, you probably do this all the time on Photoshop. So it's a very simple, quick, easy procedure. Once those photos were taken, obviously I brought them back onto the computer and started editing them on Lightroom. I tried to adjust the parameters and adjust the lighting situation to match the native scene of the Twinmotion export. The Twinmotion export was kind of dark and moody, but still had a warmer vibe to it because of the fire. So I tried to color match that before I brought that image across to the Twinmotion render export. Once it was there, I opened and overlaid both images in Photoshop as well as that NPC render so I could actually understand the scale and size of how big I was meant to be in that scene. Once that was all set up, it was pretty easy. You just shifted yourself, scaled yourself, plonked yourself in, and obviously added a few shadows here and there. Now, because obviously this isn't extra enough, I had to take it out of Photoshop, back into Lightroom, and drop in one of my custom presets that I'm thinking about manufacturing for you guys and producing to be able to give you some great quality renders at the end of the day, so they're not just your stock standard twin motion exports. But I'm not really decided on that, so maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know if you'd like some presets for your exports to make them look that extra bit crispy. And yeah, after that preset was added, bam, that photo was complete and it was magical. It genuinely looked like I was in the scene, overlooking the ski fields and having the time of my life. So you see, without ever having to actually leave my home, I was able to travel to the south of France, where I was originally meant to be at this time, pouring myself a nice glass of wine and overlooking the ski fields, without actually ever leaving my kitchen, my dining room, or even my office. Actually, I'm gonna leave this here because I don't actually drink any wine. Little fun fact.